Hello everyone, and welcome back to Network 27. I'm Alderman Walter Burnett, Alderman of 27 Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, let me acknowledge to all of you the Mayor of the City of Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson. What's up, bro?
What's going on, Alderman? Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay, welcome
You left
back.
out one part, though.
What's that?
You're also the Vice Mayor of the City of Chicago.
That's right.
So, Alderman and Vice Mayor, the first Black Vice Mayor in the history of the world.
And thank you very much for giving me that title. I appreciate it. Been mayor now for 6 months, almost 7 months. And a lot of things been going on. So tell us what you've been doing, man.
These first 6 months, almost 7 months, have been incredible. My wife and I are truly humbled and grateful that we are in a position to serve, I always say, the greatest freaking city in the world. And when I was sworn in, I mean, there were several challenges that I inherited right away. We had wildfires in Canada, so smoke was coming into the city of Chicago. We had unprecedented rainfall that flooded the west side of Chicago primarily, but the western suburbs and the south side. We have this migrant mission or crisis that we've been dealing with, this international population shift that's happening all over the globe. Obviously, people are concerned about public safety. And we had a very audacious, bold agenda that I made a commitment to not just embracing, but carrying out as mayor of the city of Chicago. And so these first few months has really been about putting people in position that can help us lead. And I know we'll probably get a chance to talk a little bit more about the various divisions of government, but I am grateful to have a city council of leaders like yourself serving as vice mayor, the first time in the history of Chicago where the budget chair as well as the finance chair are led by Black people. And so Alderman Jason Irvin, Alderwoman Pat Dow, finance chair. We have a corporate council that provides protection of our legal framework. Mary Richardson Laurie, the first Black woman to serve in that capacity. And so there's been a lot of work being administered to make sure that we have the right people in position, people of color, Black folks specifically, women leading government, and then of course confronting the challenges. And again, whether it was working with the state and the county and the federal government to get that federal declaration for the flooding, to provide resources for our people who have been struggling with a poor sewage system for some time. And so it's been that work, and then of course working through how we confront again this international crisis of population shift. So and then I think the last thing that I think is important over these first 6 months, I've had the privilege of exploring the entire city of Chicago, and from one end of the city to the other, Black, brown, Asian neighborhoods, white communities, and the type of activity that is happening in the city of Chicago. I really wish everyday Chicagoans could see the city of Chicago through the lens of the mayor. And so that's everything from neighborhood festivals, block parties, Lollapalooza, the Taste of Chicago, the Hyde Park Fest, where we had some incredible artists come in from around the country to provide that hope and aspirations for people, as well as contributing to our local economy. And then, of course, I've had a chance to come home every night, make sure I take the trash out, put the kids to bed, and say our prayers. So it's been a great journey so far.